now there's a hard cap on how many students can come per year. So what you're going to see is you're going to see universities closing intakes once they meet the cap. So if you are interested in going to Canada to study, you want to, again, to your point, submit your application as early as possible so that the intake doesn't close off because the university has met its cap, or the province has met its cap. Each province is going to have a different cap level based on their population and based on their economic needs. So that's number two. The third thing that they have done is, by the way, on the cap thing, it does not apply to people who want to go and do their master's or their PhD. So there's no cap on master's or PhD. There is on postgraduate diplomas and undergraduates. Essentially, Canada is trying to curb the number of people who come into the country postgraduate diplomas, certificates, and undergraduate degrees. I think that it's been kind of a breakneck people coming in over the last few years. So they want to kind of tamp that down. The third thing they've done, 𝐀𝐻𝐿, is that they have reduced they have made it sort of impossible. Like, they have taken away the benefit that undergraduate applicants used to get, which was that if their spouses came with them, those spouses get an open work permit. Now, an undergraduate student who wants to bring their spouse with them cannot, that spouse cannot get a open work permit. Right? Only the main applicant will be an open work permit along with their study permit, so that they will be able to work, but the spouse won't be able to work. And I think they're doing that because they want to discourage people at the undergraduate level bring their spouses. Right. However, on the bright side, the thing is, before it used to be a maximum of 20 hours per week that you could work. I think they're going to increase that. They're going to change it to 30 hours per week. So you could legally work in Canada as a student for up to 30 hours per week, which is considered to be full-time work. Another thing that they've done is, for master's students, they have made this rule about postgraduate work permits. Before, if you were in a one-year program, you would only get a one-year postgraduate work permit. And if your program was 1 year or more, you would get a 3-year postgraduate work permit. So for undergrads, that rules that undergrad, obviously an undergrad degree is going to be 4 years, so they will get a 3-year postgraduate work permit. But for master's students, they could potentially enroll in a 1-year master's program and end up getting a 3-year postgraduate work permit. So that's fantastic, right? Good. And I think the bigger takeaway from all these policy changes, 𝐀𝐻𝐿, is that if you are considering to go to Canada to study, then you should not go for undergraduate degrees. Get your undergraduate from Pakistan, do well, and then apply to master's program in Canada. Yes, the financial requirement will still be there. You still have to show 20 grand in your account, and if you're bringing dependent, that math kind of increases even more. And by the way, we're going to be giving out a slide deck to our audience after this is done. So all the details for what exactly the amount will be. So just really quickly, I can show you guys here. So this is this right here, showing. So if you look at this chart on the right hand side, one person is 21,000, right? And then a family of 2 is 25, and then all the way up to 7 would be 54,611, right? And if there's more than 7 people coming, which I think would be an impossible application to be approved, it would be 5,559 Canadian dollars for each additional family member. I know there's some questions coming in to our chat, and we will open it up for Q&A very soon. Okay, so we're going to share this slide with you. It has a lot of great information here. We're not going to go through too much of that, but in terms of the Canadian Canadian study permit landscape, I would encourage people to go for masters in Canada. Okay.
Right.
The chances of approval are higher. If you have a gap, all you have to do